Hey everyone, and welcome to the fourth part of the Binance Trading Bot tutorial. And today we're going to discuss the Binance exchange parameters. Those are the rules that tell us what we can or cannot do when we trade assets or symbols in the Binance exchange. Until now, we only got the prices of a specific symbol and then used a predefined strategy and some statistical analysis tools in order to decide whether we want to buy or sell the symbol. However, that's not enough, since we need to comply with some rules that Binance has, and today I'm going to show you how to do it. In the next episode, we will actually open positions and trade, and hopefully make a lot of money. So let's get started. There is a lot of code here, and the most important thing is to understand the equations. So everything is going to be posted in my website, and you will be able to see in the description the link to the post, so you can follow the code with me. But in this time I will just talk about the code, since I don't want to write it while talking about it. The first class is the exchange params, and the second class is the ticker itself. So exchange params are the rules for specific symbol, and the ticker is a more complicated object than the actual price that we had. The price is only like the float value of the price, but we needed a little bit more of context, so we created a class. Exchange params has 4 rules per symbol: the minimum quantity and the maximum quantity. Those are the minimum and maximum quantities that we can trade from this symbol. Let's say Ethereum, so the minimum and maximum Ethereum we can buy and sell. The quantity step size, which is the granularity of the quantity value. So for instance, if the quantity step size is 0.01, so the actual quantity we can trade is, let's say, for instance, 0.01, 0.02, and so on. But we cannot trade values like 0.001, since this is not in the correct granularity. This is too small. Okay, and we also defined a function named adjusted lots, which get the lots or quantity. Lots is like the official name that Binance uses, but quantity is like a more friendly name. And we adjust it according to the rules that the exchange has. All right, so if, for instance, we have the first thing we do, we round the lots to the granularity of the exchange params. And then if this is not a good amount of lots, since it's less than the minimum quantity, so we raise an attribute error, and afterwards we return the minimum between the maximum quantity and rounded lots, since if those rounded lots value is greater than the maximum quantity, so we cannot trade this much amount of, let's say, Ethereum. Next, we have the ticker itself, which has the symbol that this can be, let's say, Ethereum to Bitcoin. The idea is that we're going to have Bitcoin as a base coin and then buy other coins with Bitcoin, let's say Ethereum, and then when the price goes up, we can sell and then get more Bitcoin, and that's the profit that we do. So the symbol here will be Ethereum to Bitcoin. And we have 2 conversion rates. Actually, this is the opposite of the price, but asset to origin is Ethereum to Bitcoin. Origin is like the origin coin. You can change it from Bitcoin if you want, but I think you should use Bitcoin. And origin to asset means price of Bitcoin, conversion rate between Bitcoin to Ethereum. I save both of these, although this is just one divided by the other value, because it's then easy to use and easy to see, and we prefer readable code. Then we have the server time. We might use it in the next episode. So this is when we got the actual ticker, what the time that we got this ticker. And of course the exchange params, which are the rules of the exchange to trade this symbol. Then we define 2 functions, which are lots to buy and lots to sell. And that's with a given budget. What are the amount of lots that we can buy? For instance, max origin amount. So with this amount of Bitcoin, how much Ethereum we can buy, and max asset amount. So with this amount of Ethereum, how much we can sell it and how much Bitcoin we will get in exchange. So the lots to buy, the first thing we do, we get the amount of Bitcoin, which is max origin amount, and then we multiply it by the conversion ratio of Bitcoin to Ethereum. Let's say I use Ethereum as an example. It can be any other asset. Then we need to adjust the lots, since we need to comply with the rules of the exchange. And then we get the price by redividing. Again, we do the opposite operation from this multiplication, since the number of lots might have changed. And if the price is too low, of course, we cannot make this trade. Otherwise, we just return the lots. And lots to sell is much easier since we always close and open positions when the coin that we get or buy is the asset that we decided, let's say Ethereum. So right here, we do not need to make this multiplication since this value is already in Ethereum. So right here, we adjust the lots in order to see that we comply with the rules. Then we get the price and see that the price is high enough, and we just return the lots. So now when we get a ticker, we know how much we can buy or sell with this ticker. And in the trading bot class, we just change the get price function to get ticker function since it's more complicated. This is like the last time that you left this code, so we had this line, but we also get the exchange symbols using the API call of get exchange info and getting the symbols value from it. Then we try to find the price of the symbol. This is very much similar to the previous episode. If we couldn't find the price, we just raise an error. And then we try to find the rules of the exchange for this symbol. We will save it in the variable that is named exchange dict. Then we define the helper function that helps us to find a filter. So Binance API calls those rules filters. So filter is a rule. You can see the official documentation in order to see all the filters. But what it does, it searches through this dict for a specific value and then uses the order function in order to sort the values that we found and return us the maximum or minimum value. So for instance, when we want to find the minimum quantity, I'll just explain all of this return statement in a moment. So we want to get the maximum value from the minimum quantity that we find in the filter, either lot size or market lot size, since both of them might appear, and we want to get the maximum value, and in the maximum quantity we want to get the minimum value. But let me just explain the return statement. So we return a new ticker, and of course here we need to change it to a ticker, because we now return a class and not a float. And then 1 divided by price, since the price is how much is the origin to asset, which means the Bitcoin to Ethereum, and the first value here is origin to asset, sorry, so this should be the opposite, actually. This should be, okay, origin to asset is how much, this is Bitcoin to Ethereum, and this is the price we get, and asset to origin is Ethereum to Bitcoin, and this is the value that we need here. Then we get the datetime. We can actually fetch the server time from Binance, but for the sake of this example, we'll just get the UTC, the now value in UTC time zone. And then we'll create the exchange params with all the filters that we needed, which is the minimum quantity, maximum quantity, step size, and min notional is the minimum price that we can trade with. We also declared a new function named getBudget, which tells us how much free Bitcoin we have. This is the amount we can buy other assets with. So we get the balance of Bitcoin using the API function getAssetBalance and using the free value from this dictionary, and then returning the balance multiplied by a known constant, which is budget ratio that I defined as 0.2, which is 20%. So when I open a position, I actually invest 20% of my budget. That's the idea behind it. You can of course change it to your needs. So that's the idea behind everything. I also changed the update function when I add a new price. So now it returns the ticker and not a float. So you need to update the data frame that you build here to actually use a list that gets the origin to asset value and not the actual. We cannot just use this list since it's not a list of floats anymore. So we create a list of floats here. And then everything should work as it did before. In the next episode, what we're going to do is whether when we want to buy or sell, we will get the budget, since we know the budget, and we will see how much we can actually buy or sell. That's the idea behind it, according to the rules of the exchange. So hopefully this was clear enough. And again, everything will be posted in the website too, this code, so you can copy it from there and use it and test it and change the numbers according to what you think is correct. And also, if you want to join our Discord server to discuss your bots and these tutorials, so the link will be in the description too. and I will see you all in the next episode. So see you soon.